Hiya friends, it's Jen here at the She Will Rise Society and Jen Simpson Coach on the Facebook page. How you doing tonight? So here we are. This is going to be the last day that I do this mindset series for this month. You can look forward to another series coming up next month, the very first week of September. So that'll be September, I believe, 3rd to the 7th, or probably the 4th to the 7th, given that I think the 3rd is a holiday. And I have my baby girl going off to college, so we're going to be a little bit busy. But that's my plan, is to do it from September 4th through the 7th, and at that time I'm going to talk about a growth mindset, so you can stay tuned for that. And if you have any topics that you ever want me to go live about and talk about, something that you're working through and just are stuck on, please feel free to share it in the comments here on the page or message me in a private message, okay? So today in our series on mindset and the importance of mindset, I wanted to talk about negative beliefs versus positive beliefs. So as I was saying yesterday, I used to have a very big victim mentality. That was a lot of negative beliefs, a lot of blaming, blaming other people and other things around me for my circumstances. And part of that is just a very negative outlook on life. So, I would say something like, I could never do that, or I'll never be good enough. That's a big one for a lot of people. I know that. And it's just not true. And we need to change our mindsets in order to have that be a positive instead. So, like, for example, one of the things that I tend to catch myself saying a lot now that I've been giving more attention to this is, I can't afford this, or I can't afford that. And I need to reframe this. As a psychologist would say, this is reframing is turning a negative to a positive. So instead of I can't afford that, I can ask myself, well, how can I afford that? And then it makes my brain go to work and figure out how to make it so that I can afford it. So that's something that you can do on your own. Instead of, say, I'm not good enough, ask yourself instead the positive. I am good at, say I am good at, and then fill in the blank, whether, with whatever talents and skills. Make a list. It's not very difficult. It just takes a little bit of time. You have to sit down and have a session with this. And I highly recommend journaling, of course. This is my favorite go-to. But definitely, you could say, oh, I'll never be able to do such and such. Well, why not? Why wouldn't you be able to do that? I know people who say, oh, well, I could never be a leader. Well, what makes you say that? Why couldn't you? If other people can do it, why can't you? So then you think, well, okay, if I practiced such and such skills, or if I learned certain things, learned about leadership. I actually have some leadership books on my shelf over there. Then you absolutely can. There's nothing stopping you. Your only limits are those that you have in your mind to begin with. And that's something that we're going to dig into next month. That's the difference between mindsets. So, like I said, I don't want to give too much away. We'll get into that next month. But for right now, just know that all of the negatives that you catch yourself saying, and I would recommend being more mindful and really taking note of the negatives that you tend to come out of your mouth or that go round in your head. Write them down, and then once you have that list, you can go back over it and you can switch those to positives and practice telling yourself the positives. Every time you hear yourself say a negative, you turn around and you reframe it with a positive. And if you catch yourself saying, oh, I can't afford such and such, stop yourself and say, wait a minute, no, how can I afford that? You know, or if you catch yourself saying, oh, well, you know, I could never do such and such, then stop yourself and just say, oh, well, actually, if I really wanted to, I could do that. Just would need to learn X, Y, and Z. So it's totally possible, and that's what I want you to take away from this today. So that's really, I mean, this is kind of short, but that's really all I have to say on that, because, you know, that's all there is to it. It's just a simple shift. It sounds simple, I guess. It's not the easiest thing to put into practice, but again, it's not impossible. It is something that can be done. It just takes a little bit of effort. And, you know, nothing good in life ever comes without some effort. That's something I'm certainly learning. In fact, I have on my calendar just on the wall beside me written, "Comfort is the enemy of achievement." So that's something I'm trying to drill into my own brain. So yeah, let me know whether you caught the replay or not, whether you watched this video. And, you know, I'd like to offer the people who have jumped in on this group and jumped in on these videos, watched these videos, I'd like to offer you a special deal on my coaching. I generally have packages available. I will take about 12 people per month, but right now for this special deal, I'm going to have about 3 people that I can take at a special lowered price. You're going to get $300 off just because you are a loyal follower here on my page, my She Will Rise Society group, and this is not being offered to anybody else outside of this group, so I would definitely message me if you want to know more. I'm gonna leave it at that. And yeah, like yesterday, if you have things that you're dealing with, you can either send me a private message and we can talk about it there. You can jump on a free call with me for 30 minutes and we can work through it. Or you can just leave a comment below if you're brave enough to leave it for everybody to see, and we'll work through it there together, and then that maybe will help others. You know, you're not the only one who's dealing with it, I'm sure. We all tend to deal with very similar things all the time. So I hope you've enjoyed this series this week, and I will definitely be seeing you around. I actually am thinking about doing some more live videos over on my Jen Simpson Coach page. So if you're not already following along on that page, I highly recommend that you stop on by over there, and that way you won't miss anything, because I'm going to be doing more on that page than I will be doing here in this group. But like I said, next month, September 3rd to September 7th, I will definitely be coming back and doing another week-long series, that time on growth mindset. So thanks again, and we will see you soon.